Welcome everyone, I'm Diana, and in this video we are making mozzarella sticks. Start out by lining a baking sheet with wax paper and then set that aside. Then you're going to set up 3 different dipping stations. Make sure to use a pie plate or a shallow bowl for these. For the first station, you are going to mix together flour, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Whisk those until they are well combined. In the second station, you will mix together eggs and milk. And in the third and final station, add Italian breadcrumbs and salt and mix those up. Get a package of string cheese. Take off all the plastic wrapping from each one. Place them on a cutting board and cut them in half. So these will actually be mini mozzarella sticks. I just set those onto a plate and then line up everything in order on my counter the way that it needs to be dipped. So it'll be cheese, flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs. You're ready to begin coating your cheese. Start out with the flour, roll it around until it's well coated. Transfer it to the egg mixture, get it coated, and let the excess drain off. Place it back into the flour, roll it again, get it well coated. Go to the eggs again, coat it, and let the excess drain off. And then transfer it to the last station, which is the breadcrumbs. Now you really want to get those breadcrumbs packed on there. Make sure it's coated on all sides. Press them in there. This coating is going to help keep the cheese from leaking out into the oil when you're frying them. Set it on top of the prepared baking sheet and continue the process. Getting all the sticks dipped in the flour, then the egg, then the flour again, the egg again, and the breadcrumbs. Eventually I took off the gloves. They were getting in my way, so I just used my clean hands. It was a bit faster. And one tip is use one hand for just the wet ingredients and one hand for just the dry ingredients. It'll help keep your fingers from getting quite as messy. There should be plenty of the coating for all the cheese sticks. Here's how much I had left. You can make a few more mozzarella sticks or you can just discard this. Place your entire tray of cheese sticks into the freezer for at least 1 hour. This is going to help solidify that coating. We're trying to keep that cheese inside of the mozzarella stick as much as possible. Once the time is up, pour oil into your pan. Mine's about 1.5, maybe 2 inches deep, just enough so that it can cover the cheese sticks. I'm going to heat this to about 330 degrees Fahrenheit, up to 350 is okay. I don't have a thermometer, so I'm just kind of eyeballing it based on the bubbles that come off once I add the cheese sticks. Grab your frozen mozzarella sticks and gently place a few of those into your oil. Try not to drop them in like I just did. As soon as you get them in there, use tongs or a spider to shuffle them, nudge them a little bit so that they don't stick to the bottom of the pan. This is only going to take maybe 1.5 to 2 minutes total. You may have to play with the temperature a little bit to make sure your cheese sticks are not frying too fast and burning or frying too slow and getting too greasy. Make sure you kind of nudge them and move them around halfway through the frying time so that they'll cook evenly and not stick. And once they're golden brown, carefully remove them from the oil and place them on a paper towel lined plate so that they can drain. I like to scoop out the excess crumbs and things that are in my oil. I just use a spoon to get that out. Be careful because the oil tends to pop when you're doing this, so try not to burn yourself. Then continue on with the rest in batches so that the temperature of your oil doesn't drop too low. I'm only doing like 5 or 6 at a time. So once again, just fry them until they're golden brown. I like mine to be a little bit deeper brown, so you will see some of my mozzarella sticks have split open a little bit more because I left them in there longer. But you can pull them as soon as they turn golden brown and you shouldn't have so much leakage. It's not as bad as it looks. Had a couple casualties, but most of the cheese stayed inside, thankfully. So you're just going to continue that process till you get them all done. These are nice and cheesy. Mine had actually cooled down by this point that I'm pulling them, so you don't get to see the full glory of the cheese pool, but they're nice and cheesy. I like to serve these with some marinara sauce. If you are interested in the recipe, you can find it in the description. We hope you enjoy these. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.